Let's get this thing going.
Check 1, 2.
The Hip Hop Study Hall podcast with DJ Eakin starts now.
About hip hop.
Can we talk can we talk the word independence? I want to run this by you, and these are just my thoughts. And you, like I said, the thing I wanted to talk to you really because the way you did it was special to me. Like I said, again, I got to be around your whole team and we're friends to this day, and just watching how you were involved in the whole process of not just saying, oh, I'm a rapper, that's what I do. You had a team, but you guys were still moving very much together, right? So we're talking independence is a real big word everybody's preaching now, right? Yeah. And you could tell me if I'm wrong for thinking this, but I think you're the right guy to ask because you've been on the inside. So over here we have the record label, right? We have the record label, and the record label, we know their history. I give you an advance. I put you in the system. I can do things you can't do. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I'm going to help with your marketing and promotion. I'm going to help blow you up as an artist, right? And now we're in the age of everybody's preaching independence like a label ain't nothing. Like a label is, they just mess you over, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Now, let me take you here to what these DSPs, in my opinion, are doing. DSPs, which is, and I'm not calling anybody out in particular, but the DSPs are pretty much who you sign to or give your music to upload you to, like the Spotify's, the Apple Musics, for those people who don't know, right? So we've got we've got like TuneCore, we've got the United Masters,
CD,
we've got CD Baby. There's various ones, right? So when you sign to one of them or give them or your music to do whatever, there's symphonic distribution down here, right? They get a percentage. Am I correct? They get a percentage for being in that space of making sure your music gets to all these platforms. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think some of them. So I know TuneCore, what they do is they charge. They're in the business of I guess microeconomics. So they charge per each upload, if I'm not mistaken. And they have obviously millions and millions of artists. So whether your song sells or not, you give them $10, but they probably rather that model. And then there's others that are subscription based. So like you pay monthly and and then some people do take a percentage.
Right.
Definitely, 10, 20%.
There you go. That's where I want to be. Now, but none of these places guarantee you marketing or promotion of your music. None of them guarantee you placement. They just say, give it to us, we'll put you on the platform, right? What really is the difference in them and that model than a record label? And they are the very ones preaching this independence, right? And I guess you could say on the one hand, Eakin, they're not saying that they own you though. But from what I understand, and again, I haven't looked super deeply into this, it's kind of hard to get out of those deals you're in with them once you sign on with them to give them their music to upload. You just can't walk away and be like, I want to take my music somewhere else a lot of times, from what I understand. But then also, too, if I'm somebody and I'm getting 7% of everybody that uploads and I'm not putting no money into their project and I got 700,000, a million of those, I'm making money hand over fist and I ain't helping nobody. But every day I put up on social media, come rock with us. You're an independent artist. But if you ain't helping me, you just like the record label. So am I wrong for my way of thinking? Can you give your boy some clarity because you've been on the inside?
But I think the difference for me is if you do decide that you don't want to be on, when you're on a record, you can't even make the decision depending on your deal on what record that they decide that they're going to push or promote on you. You can't make the decision. So you're basically saying to someone, if you're signing a traditional record deal, you're saying, here is everything that I've ever done. You decide what it is you want to do with it. And if it's not successful, here's what happens. And this happens to a lot of artists, unfortunately, because the artist is the brand and because no one's looking at the record label saying, oh, let's use an example. TLC is signed to, I think, Arista, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Arista, LaFace, Arista, yeah.
Yeah, if TLC doesn't sell records, they're not going and saying, oh, man, LaFace did a horrible job. They're saying TLC's album flopped. Right. And you don't realize as the audience that there's probably 40, 50 people at any given time responsible for that project. So I think the difference is that if you want to retain control, creative control, then you stay. And I think the argument you're making is valid. Are you really independent if you still have to deal with different aggregators and different people who are taking a percentage? So that I'll say that's definitely a question, because there are distribution channels you can use that don't involve anything. Like I said, TuneCore, you pay them $10, your record is up there, and everything else is on you. But but it is nice to know that if you have something that's starting to trend up, and you have some people that work, there's some really great people that work at United Masters, for example, or AWOL, that they already know, okay, this record is trending, so let's give it more exposure here. Let me make a phone call to someone at Spotify to do editorial, and that may actually help depending on who the artist is.
Right. But here's my other but to that. When we're uploading 10,000, 15,000 records a month, is there really staff at these places to help with that, no matter what package that they give you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's like right now, if I say, me and you start a company, right? We say, okay, here's package number 4, tier number 4, that says, look, man, we are going to put this marketing program together for you, right? But we don't have no stoppage of how many people can just keep uploading to us, right? So 500 people buy that package. Are we really able to, and again, I'm not shooting any of these companies down, because I think at the end of the day, Ray Daniels said this to me one time before. You have to sign ultimately the deal that you want. You have to know what's best for you. And we know that this game is heavy. And now that there's so many people know how to get into it, or that they have equipment at home and making records, it has become a much bigger playing field, I guess you could say, where there's so many people that are in it. And I guess I just keep asking that question, because again, like for the next set of creatives, like when they come to me and they're preaching independence, I don't think they understand, like you said, it takes a lot of money to promote a record. And then there's only so many spaces at a record label. I mean, at a radio station, or at this space, even on these playlists now, there's only a certain amount of spaces of rap caviar. And we know they are coveted because of how heavy that playlist is and has become.
And I think that's why I say so. I would say 95% of the artists I've ever spoken to don't even understand half of what we just talked about. And to me, that's the issue. It's like, it's great that you make money, but I mean, it's great that you make music, but do you understand where to put the music? Do you understand how, I mean, we talk about radio, traditional radio, how it works in regard to having a success. I mean, I didn't even know how it worked until I got in. I knew, I'm not gonna say during This Is Why I'm Hot phase. I knew before then, right. But I did a promo run for a record called I Did You Wrong in 2004, and it brought me, New York, Boston, Connecticut, and these were little clusters that were playing, supporting the record. The Bay Area on the West Coast, San Francisco supported the record, and I got to kind of see a promo. And this was only like maybe 5 stations that was supporting it. And I thought I was the biggest artist in the world at the time. Like, yeah. And then obviously going into This Is Why I'm Hot, realizing that I had to, I would legit, this is my schedule. And you understand of all people, if I'm going into a market, there's probably maybe 3 or 4 different stations that I got to hit on urban, rhythmic, pop side.
Right.
And, I got to make sure that my relationships are cool with all of them, because some don't like each other.
Right.
That's the name of the game. And you're doing this in every major city, every secondary market, everywhere you go, you kind of have to be, you have to almost, in a sense, be democratic about how you promote and push a record, and everybody has to have it at the same time. So you got to do this, and it all has to be at the same time, and you're one person. So I respect the fact, like I said, I respect anybody who has the ability to be in the business, but we got to educate people on how it actually operates after you get out the studio, because some people are like 100% clueless to the way the world works once you leave a studio with a record in your hand.
Right. I see you, and I hope that you are enjoying this Hip Hop Study Hall podcast. It's your man, DJ Eakin. If indeed you are, don't forget, man, hit that subscribe button, all right, so you can get the alerts of when every new piece of content drops, all right? We here. It's Hip Hop Study Hall, y'all.